Alright, so I kind of want to go over something here on, I'm working on a 2007 Chrysler Sebring. It's got the 3.5 in it. This is one of my normal repair videos. This is more of a few things I learned with the dealer here, probably in St. Louis, probably everywhere, but this car came in. He wanted to get it inspected. It had a p2017, p1004 and 105 or 1005. And those are all those codes have to do with the short intake runner valve and the performance valve or the tuning valve. The car also had a tip-em that was dropping in and out a little bit on like 4 of the fuses. I went ahead and replaced that already. That's actually a Dorman tip-em in there. It's if you don't know, it's an integrated power module. Chrysler GM, a lot of people got rid of a lot of the relays and kind of built it into the fuse box now. So your fuse box is more, it's also a computer. It's not just a fuse box anymore. The dealer told me they wouldn't be able to get that till February 8th. So I don't know. I ended up getting it at O'Reilly's through Dorman. It took about a week to get it. I guess that's a pretty common thing on these cars. So that's not really what this video is about. That's just where this all started, this week-long journey with this car. So moving over to the p2017, the p1004, the p1005, that's a short valve intake runner performance issue. I had checked all the wiring and went through all the checks, and you could actually get this runner to activate if you bidirectionally controlled it through a scan tool and toggle it or turn it on and off. You could see it move back and forth. And I went through the data stream and took it for a drive, and the feedback was only at 19, and it would hardly ever energize on its own. Like it's supposed to energize when you floor it. There's a intake runner inside here that opens up to give it more air when you floor it, and it wasn't. It would energize for like a split second, and the 19 on the feedback on the data stream, 19, 20, no matter where the throttle was at. So first thing I did was take the intake runner off. This is actually the old one here. And if you take this intake runner off, there's runners in here, and you're supposed to be able to push this back and forth real easy. And it was a little sticky when I first got it. I cleaned it up, and wasn't sure because, like I said, I could toggle this on and off, and it would move. But on the data stream, it was just very suspicious the way it was acting. And this is your tuner, your manifold tuner, or your older, regular intake runner on this side. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video, not so much, if you have these codes and your car has over 100,000 miles, my suggestion to you is just put a whole new intake manifold on it, because I know it's expensive, but this valve is like $300. You can maybe get it on Amazon or something for cheaper. I don't know if that's Dorman or whatever. I personally wouldn't trust Dorman. I've used Dorman intake runners on the 2.4 Chrysler engines and never had any luck with those. The code would just keep coming back, and I would end up either getting a factory runner or just putting a whole new manifold on it. So that was the case with this. No matter what I did with it, the codes would come back immediately. As soon as you start the car, within 5 seconds the codes would come back, especially the 104. That was one that was really dogging me. The other two would come on after you drove a little bit. My whole point of this was, sorry about that. Just so you know, also on the 2007 Sebring Chargers, I think it's anything with the 3.5 engine. There is a service bulletin on that for updated software flash. I had thought about doing that. The only reason why I didn't is because this codes, I'm imagining it just came on, because in St. Louis or this area, you have to have an inspection every year, every 2 years. And, if that software issue would have been prevalent before that, it would have failed before that. And so, I mean, most people maybe went and got it flashed, but I just didn't feel like it was a software issue just because that bulletin is from 2007, and I think that would have popped up on this car way before now if it needed that flash. And not all cars needed the flash. Of course, my dealer, he checked, said it wasn't flashed. So anyway, I got a price from him, and he ended up saying it was like 8 something for the dealer right up the street from me. They went 800 something for this manifold, and this manifold does come with both your runners, your map sensor, and your throttle body. So, but it's basically a piece of plastic, you know, and it's a crap design. The intake runner, it's all plastic, and it gunks up pretty quickly. So even if you change that runner, if you have problems, that short valve performance runner, even if you change, or the short runner valve, even if you change the short runner valve, you may still have the code come back because of the runners inside there. If they're not moving freely, if there's any kind of issue with those, it'll just keep coming back, and you'll be dogged by this code. So I went online and I saw these intakes for $500-600, $550 to $600 online, and they were genuine Mopar OEM intakes. I thought, well, I'm just going to get that and let the guy wait a couple days for it. And I ended up going online, and I saw this place, All Star Dodge. Didn't pay attention to the address or anything. Was going to order it. Started to order it online, and it was $517 before tax, or $540 something dollars. It was between $517 and $550 before tax. They got me for like $40 something in tax. So basically almost $600 for the manifold, but it was still $300 cheaper than what everybody else was telling me. So I'm getting ready to check out and buy it and have it shipped, and I realized it's right here in it's Bridgeton, Missouri, right here in St. Louis, Missouri, right, you know, on the outside of St. Louis, Missouri, about 20 miles from my house. I thought, well, I'm going to call there and see if they have it. I'll go get it. So I called her. She goes, yeah, we have it. And I said, what's the price on it? And she goes, are you looking on the internet? And I said, yes. And she says, oh, it's $500, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll be up to get it. So I get up there, and she tells me, go to check out. Guy said it's $900 or something. I said, how is it $900 or something when she told me it was $500 something? So he goes and gets her. She comes up, and she goes, well, did you order it? I go, no, I didn't order it. I told you I was coming up to get it. And she says, oh, you have to order that online to get that price. Well, so I'm like, well, I'm here now. I can pay for it, but okay. So I said, that's fine. I understand. So I go on their website. It's a different website. If you just put in All Star Dodge, it comes up with their website and for their cars and stuff. And I couldn't find, it looked different. So I went back and searched a part, found the website that I was on before, which is a different website for All Star Dodge. Found the price, bought it. And then she came up and gave me the part and the receipt, and I was on my way for the $500 something, almost $600 with tax. So I think what's going on there is they have internet prices, which I'm not saying it's a scam. I have nothing against All Star Dodge. I think what's happening is that they would sell this manifold out the door if you lived here in St. Louis. Then all the other dealers may get mad that they're selling it so cheap, or maybe they got some kind of agreement. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I went there and got it, and I saved $200 to $300 on it. Yeah, probably close to $300 on it just by ordering online in their lobby on their website, and then, because they were going to charge me a $300 difference between ordering online and from the same place and just going up the counter and getting it. So that's just, and make a long story short, put it on this afternoon and been driving around off and on today. It's running great, no check engine light, and it's fixed. So he'll be able to get plates for it. And again, if you're having these issues with your Charger, Challenger, whatever's got 3.5 in it, my suggestion, if you got a lot of miles on the car, this car's got a little over 100,000. So if you got a low mileage car, maybe you got a bad sensor, short valve runner, which is the one here on the closest to the alternator here. You might get away with just changing that, but if I were you, I would just get the whole unit and throw it on there and be done with it, because you're going to end up having problems with that runner eventually. This is not the first time I've ran into this. I ran into it several times on those 2.4s where the manifold, a car's got 150, 160,000 miles on it, and you can clean that intake runner area out and soak it, and it just will not. That code will dog you until the day you die unless you change that manifold. So I'm sure there's stories out there where people were successful with cleaning it and there wasn't an issue with it. But on this particular car, or on my experience anyway, if I get those codes, I just tell, look, you got to put the manifold on, especially if it's got a lot of miles on it. So that's basically my story on this. Not, like I said, not really an instructional video, but just a little information out there. Check your dealer prices and check online, because especially with Chrysler, I know you can get the prices cheaper online, OEM price, same exact part, same dealer. So make sure you check that out before you order this expensive manifold. I got two different prices for it here in St. Louis from Chrysler dealers, and they were both, one was 9 something and one was 8 something. So just going online and then driving 20 miles, I saved the customer a couple $100. So, and we got rid of the issue with the codes. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. Like I said, maybe a boring video unless you got a Chrysler and you're having this issue. But that's a 3.5. But yeah, that's it. So anyway, guess I'll sign off and get on to the next one. I got a bunch of stuff coming in, and I got to ship this thing out. It's been here for about a week, waiting for that TIPM to come in, and then playing around with this manifold and trying to avoid buying one. And every time I try to do that, I've got to the point where it's just no way around it. But anyway, it's good now. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check us out on Facebook, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.